Hi guys, it's your girl aka Lotus Spice, and today we're gonna talk about what you think we're gonna talk about. 3 steps or 3 tips to take to be successful in the job market as a migrant. Thanks for joining, thanks for stopping by. My subscribers, thank you. My new subscribers, thank you. And my visitors, thanks for stopping by. But let's dive down into things, okay? Today we're gonna be speaking about 3 tips to elevate yourself in the job market as a migrant. Now, the last time we spoke, if you see my previous video, I spoke about 3 facts regarding the migrant worker, and I promised that I'll follow up on 3 tips, right? Based on those facts, how to be successful as a migrant worker in the job market, right? So some of these job markets, you're talking about the USA, the Canada, the England, right? As a migrant, how to survive. So the first point I'm going to be sharing with you guys, which is so important, and who can guess what it is, or who think they know what it is? The first tip is credentials and certification. Now guys, you see my previous video, one of the key step in nabbing that dream job or getting something that you feel as if you're pleased, you're happy in whatever you do, and you feel like you're elevating and on the path to success in this dream job or area that you like and not feel stuck, like what I spoke about the last time, is your certifications and credentials. I can't emphasize how important this is. And I say this to say, even if you have credentials from where you're coming from, whatever home country or certification, obtaining whatever country, this new country that you're in, certificate and credential, even the national certification, is very important. You can't go wrong. Because for example, I'm a nurse, right? And I am a certified operating room nurse from my home country. And yes, although it helped me to get a job in the US, right, a first world country, I realized that obtaining their national exam for the same OR, right? Because remember, I got it from where I'm from, But when you go in these first world country, obtaining their national certification or whatever certification they offer, whether national, non-national, a lot of times it makes so much difference if you have the urge to get out of what job you may be migrated into and come up into, and you feel like you're ready to move on, you're ready for more success or some level, to attain some level of success there. So obtaining certification credentials, you cannot go wrong. It opens a wide door and endless possibilities when you set out to get these under your belt. So I promise you can even drop a comment, tell me later, right? Once you migrate, sometimes it's hard to move on, just move on. Like, you come up with all this experience, but when you look, you don't have some of the, whatever country you're in, their credential, I kid you not. The best way to move forward and the quickest way to move forward is get their certification or 2. You'll see the big difference. Even when you're applying for jobs or start seeking jobs, you start getting response. It's like you become very much needed because it shows that you're committed in giving quality work experience, right? And not only experience, but how you go about your work ethics. So like I said, get that credential, guys. There's no way around it. If you want to get past that repetitive task that you may migrated doing, and you're trying to see how you can gain more money or compensation for what you think, I mean, like, you work hard and you're feeling like, what next? Because this seems as if this is where I'm going to be stuck forever. Like I said, certification, you can't go wrong with that, guys. Get your certification. And number 2 is, a lot of times after you get these certifications, you're better off moving on. I'm going to say that one more time. A lot of time when you get these certifications or credentials, you're better off moving from whatever company after you serve your time, after you give back. Sometimes years you give back to these companies and you remain loyal. After that, you may obtain your credential that we spoke about in number 1. The next step oftentimes is to part ways. You may feel, a little bit nerve-wracking because, probably that's your birth, right? Sometime in this new country, and because, I've had such experience, right? It's best to move on. A lot of times you'll find out that you're valued, you're needed, you're wanted, especially with those credentials. Sometimes, the credential, no problem, but a lot of times you got to go. There's no way around it, guys. I'm telling you, you have to leave that safe haven, that place of comfort, That place, that the only place you've known as a migrant, and you remember how, timid you were, how scared you were. But no, after years you have developed strength, you get to understand, you get to, know the way of life. You've put the hard work in, you've gained your credentials, you've gained new certifications, and you're looking for that next step. The next step oftentimes is to step out, go, cut ties, leave. And sometimes it's okay even if you return, but the bottom line is leaving a lot of time makes a lot of difference. And you'll see, right? So, just carry on. Even if it means that you return at a later time after you've gained a number of experience or years of exposure to other areas, and the opportunity rise for you to return again, that's okay. But you gotta make that step out. You gotta cut those ties oftentimes, and that's number 2. So moving along to number 3. And who can guess what number 3 is? Can you guess? Well, with all of that's been said, number 3 is, in order to be successful as a migrant in the job market, to gain that career choice of yours, that dream job, avoid being complacent. Now, a lot of us is guilty of that, complacent, because a lot of us, we do not care for change, especially as we get older. You know what I mean? We're scared of change. We just want things to be what we're used to, what we're accustomed to. But guess what? I have news for you. Things have never, ever been in the same spot or not changing. How life is, things are always changing. The earth. Even as we speak, things are changing. You may not see the evidence, you may not realize, but things never in lifetime is dormant. Even us as humans, we grow, right? Even though I'm speaking with you, I grow. We're growing. Like, things are just changing. The world is ever changing. So you may look and say, oh, I'm at this job. I know, I have my work colleagues. I'm familiar with the ins and the outs. And oh, brother, I can't imagine leaving to go elsewhere to understand different personality. You know what I mean? Understand different culture. But I'm here to tell you, nothing is constant. We're living in a world where there's constant change, right? And with that being said, so complacency is normal, the culprit that have individuals being stagnant in their career because of fear, because of not wanting to embrace changes. So like I say, guys, if you as a migrant feel like you're stagnant, you've spent so many years, you know what I mean? And there's no hope, you're not appreciated, or you're not valued, which wherever you are, guess what? There's always option. There's always choices. It may not necessarily be what you want to hear, right? Because a lot of us do not care for changes, but oftentimes that's where you get that break. That's when sometimes you get that dream job, or you start to get aligned and be aligned with the area or that dream job, or feel like you're on your path and in your path of purpose, right? So complacency, right? You have to be aware of that. And being aware means, once you recognize that's what's happening, guess what you're going to do? You're going to take that little step to set out, get going, get your credentials, get what you need to get, and move along, move on, right? Because what you don't want, life is so short. You don't want, when you're close to retirement, you look back and you say, wow, if I could only change one thing and get that chance again to live my life again, I would jump when I saw that opportunity, or take the initiative to jump to get that dream job, right? So let's not live in regret, right? Just let's keep focused, get that dream job, take that leap of faith, and get that true deserving job. Okay, so thanks for stopping by, thanks for joining in. On my next video or next chit chat with you, we'll talk some more about the job market as a migrant, and how to proceed, how to propel, and how to feel valued and achieving one's goal that you have initially set out and migrated to do and attain. So I'll see you soon. Peace.